All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and for this video, we're going to be doing a PvP tier list for Marvel Future Fight. More specifically, it is going to be a timeline battle tier list because that's basically the only real PvP game mode we have in Marvel Future Fight for the most part, okay? The rewards are not that great. You only get a couple hundred crystals per week, and that's even like being like generous, and you have to kind of push to like top 2% to get 200 crystals. You know what I'm saying? In 2020, that's peanuts, right? When we have to spend thousands per update. But nonetheless, that's not the topic of this video. It's the tier list, right? Who are the most powerful characters for PvP? Because now that we have Yelena and Black Widow in the mix, they're kind of creating what I would like to say an equilibrium or restoring some type of balance to timeline battle. This thing has been out of whack for a very long time. It's just always been overpowered by Jean Grey. And we finally now have two characters that can reliably check her. But these characters, as perfect as they may seem, we have other characters that can check them as well, especially considering their speed types. We have access to Apocalypse, we have access to, yes, some of you guys are going to say this is blasphemy, but Wolverine. Okay, Wolverine is pretty tanky. He's a combat type. So yeah, there's that. Wolverine might actually be seeing some play now in this new speed meta. I might actually have to drop a regen. Where's my guy? He's somewhere up here. Here we go. Might actually have to drop a regen on my guy, and I might actually start rocking this uniform because I did get it to mythic. Haven't really played with him too much in it yet, but if you guys want to see some gameplay, more specifically some PvP gameplay, let me know because I still need to rebuild him. I had a rage on him previously. He wasn't rocking, you know what I'm saying, as hard as I wanted him to rock with it. So I just took it back from him. We picked up this uniform with the patch, the Scarlet Witch Tier 3 patch, and this uniform sale and stuff, right? So yeah, there's that. Let's jump over to the tier list. Now keep in mind, right, everything I say in this video is my opinion and mine alone. You're free to agree or disagree in the comment section. We can chop it up and have a healthy discussion about where I place certain characters on this tier list, okay? Keep in mind, this is just my opinion. So what you guys are looking at right here is my official tier list for the PvP characters in Marvel Future Fight as of right now, the Black Widow update v6.0. You're free to agree or disagree with where I place these characters. And if you see somebody who should be lower or higher on this list, let me know in the comments. If you see somebody who shouldn't be here, let me know why you think they shouldn't be here. And maybe I'll revisit this for next month's PvP tier list because I will be updating this thing on a monthly basis moving forward because I did have quite a few of you guys requesting that I do that with this and with the uniform guide that we made about 3 or 4 days ago, and there's a couple other tier list videos that you guys want me to make, so we're gonna try and get those in as well. So first and foremost, right, top tier right here, beyond god tier, we have Jean Grey. I don't like the idea of having two uniforms for a character on a tier list, and you're gonna notice that, yeah, I generally just choose the best uniform for the game modes and just leave the other ones out. Like for example, Black Widow in her black suit, she can still do PvP, but the white suit is just way better because of the invisibility, right? However, for Jean Grey, both uniforms offer something different, right? This one is a blast type, so it gives you an advantage against combat types, right? But then you have Jean Grey in the Marvel Girl uniform. She's a universal type, so she no longer has any weaknesses to like speed characters, and she's doing more damage to them. Now, arguably, this uniform is better overall because you can do like a quick 3 cancel 5 cancel 4 and you're just gonna blitz pretty much anybody, or you can go 5-4-3, whatever rotation you want. Just being able to cancel her skills so fluidly and have them all go off at the same time, just basically obliterating your enemy in the blink of an eye, makes this uniform one that you definitely do not want to replace for PvP with this one. So they both have their uses, and that's why they're there. Now, if you look on the side right here, it says Beyond God tier, auto sweep. What this means is, with the right setup for Jean Grey, right? She's gonna pretty much sweep any team pretty much anytime on autoplay, right? It's kind of getting dicey now with, you know what I'm saying, these two in the mix, Black Widow and Yelena, but Jean Grey can still comfortably sweep pretty much all the teams out there on autoplay. The same thing can be said for these two as well. So that's why I put them in the Beyond God tier auto sweep category. Same goes for Thanos with the right build, enough startup time, right? Like, let's say you put somebody like Silver Surfer in the beginning, right? So he can just run down the clock a little bit. So when Thanos comes out, all his skills are available to him. Yeah, he can pretty much auto sweep, especially if you put him with somebody like Colossus to make him even tankier. Black Widow is just so dominant right now. I feel like I want to put Thanos down to just God tier, but honestly, I think Thanos' auto sweep win rate is above 75%. All right, so because of that, I just don't want to put him down here. But let me know if you guys disagree, if you think he should be lower. All right, so yeah, these two auto sweep. Pretty much any team they'll auto sweep. So Thanos is the only one I want to debate a little bit. Let me know if you guys disagree. Some of you guys are gonna say like Lady Deadpool should go up here. Lady Deadpool is very much so killable, right? Even with destruction or regen, she's very much so killable. And this is one of those uniforms that I did not want to put like two uniforms on the tier list, but this one is very rarely available. Like, it's only ever come around once, so a lot of people don't have it. So that's why I put both versions, because more people are gonna have access to this one. But the holiday one is just way better. PvE, PvP. So when you can get your hands on it, pick it up. Now, Nimrod, I wanted to put a little bit higher on this list, but honestly, his skills get canceled so easily, especially if you are not paying attention, right? So I cannot justify putting him in the auto sweep category. I think about 75% is where I'm gonna put him, right? Honestly, I kind of wanted Silver Surfer to be on the auto sweep as well, but the AI just plays him so stupidly. Yeah, it's not above 75%, bro. Captain Marvel, same deal. Pietro, same deal. Even with a high like amount of dodge, you're still gonna like lose, like, I would say 1 out of your 5 fights if you're trying to auto sweep, just putting on auto repeat and let it run, right? Scarlet Witch, same deal, honestly, right? The reflect is nice, and the fact that there's Jean Grey's running around pretty much any week that she's not banned, you're pretty much always gonna reflect a bunch of damage back in Jean Grey's face. But Scarlet Witch's blast, their speed, they're now a big part of the meta. I can't justify putting her any higher than God tier. I kind of wanted to say it down here with Strife and them, right? But we're gonna leave her here for now. Apocalypse, I kind of wanted to put a little bit higher, probably in place of Thanos. That's why they're like above each other, right? But the reason I didn't do it is because she counters him, right? And that's why I said there's like a little rock, paper, scissors thing going on, right? So she counters him, she counters her, and then there's Thanos in the mixed universal. Like, anybody can try to counter him, and if they're chaining the iframes fluidly enough, like these two, right? They can get it done, but he's gonna make them work, especially in this uniform, right? Rogue, I still think she has a place in PvP. She's very, very tanky. She has enough damage, right, to kill Thanos. And if you can kill Thanos, you can kill pretty much any of these characters up here. That's facts, right? He's actually, you know what? You know what? Yeah, Apocalypse might be a little different, right? Strife, because of the fracture and stuff, I still think he has a place in PvP, but he might need to move down to the situationally useful category, probably next month. But for now, we're gonna keep him there, right? His leadership is also useful, but we also have a category just for characters that we use in PvP, right? Because of their passive or their leadership. Like I debated using Groot in this category or putting him here, period, right? I just chose this version of Groot just because he looks high off life, right? Oh man. But most people just use baby Groot because they have the iframes and stuff. But I still see people to this day using baby Groot. I generally clap them with the quickness, but he is still viable because he offers a heal to Jean Grey, and she already heals a lot. So like more heal on top alongside somebody like Colossus. That's a pretty tanky build, but Groot is now being replaced by somebody like Mystique, Taskmaster. So that's something you guys need to think about. I still see people using White Fox from time to time because there's a couple super villains hanging around, but I think she needs to move down to the situationally useful category, right? Because nobody's really gonna be able to take advantage of her leadership tag besides like Captain Marvel, right? If I remember correctly. So like yeah, I think she needs to move down. I might do that like next month, right? And Odin, obviously, leadership. Ghost Panther for Gene. Like when Gene gets off for tier 3, especially if Thanos is in the mix, extra damage, right? And extra damage reduction. So Ghost Panther is just here to supplement both versions of Jean Grey or anybody else that you want to use him with that, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure they kill villains. I wanted to put this guy right here, man, Nick Fury, in the great on manual play because the AI, if you're using a blast version of Jean Grey and your Jean Grey opens, if Nick Fury is built enough, he can take one of Jean Grey's life. Jean Grey will generally revive and then kill him, but yeah, he usually takes one of Jean Grey's life. So I don't know if I would have put him on right here behind Ant Man because Ant Man is actually good for taking out Jean Grey at least once. Even with the whole Colossus thing being a thing now, Ant Man can still get one kill, but after that, man, this is game over for him. Steven with the reflect and the heal is already really good. I don't need to explain nothing about why I put him there, right? And he has iframe ignore on his one as well. Some of these characters down here, you guys might say, okay, hold on, what? Situationally useful, really? Awaken skill. Awaken skill. Just keep that in mind. You make it to 30 seconds, you get off your awaken skill, like that's a kill. Right? And because he has that passive that makes him really good against heroes, you can get off a couple kills. You're not gonna sweep any team. Right? You could if you get like really lucky or you're really skillful, but honestly, you're not gonna be successfully sweeping teams on the regular, right? So he can't go god tier. He can't even go great. He just goes situationally useful down here with like Bishop because Bishop has the iframe ignore, right? Then we got Captain America. He can still find a place in the meta. I kind of wanted to put him. You know what? We're gonna do it right here. I was thinking about it, right? But Jean Grey, you know what I'm saying? Jean Grey, Scarlet Witch, Silver Surfer, they kind of body him really, really quickly. Captain Marvel kind of bodies him too. But if they're gonna be a big part of the meta moving forward, he might actually see a resurgent, like you know what I'm saying, alongside Logan. So yeah, we kind of have like this rock, paper, scissors thing developing. So I think Great on Manual might actually be a thing for these two just to counter these two. You guys let me know how you feel. I was thinking about putting T'Challa on this list because he has a high amount of HP. And again, he could be viable for taking down these two. We kind of have to work around them now because they're going to be a big part of the meta. All right. That's for certain. And some of you guys are still sleeping on APOC. You shouldn't. Wake up. You're going to get clapped, right? He's pretty tanky, really, really tanky, and he will be viable for taking them down. Probably the best character to counter them because they walk through Thanos. Like, they literally walk through Thanos. And they have a type disadvantage against Apocalypse. So, yeah, you might want to look towards Apocalypse. I might be switching my Apocalypse over to a regen just so I can just run autoplay with my Black Widow, Jean Grey, and Apocalypse team. Or maybe I'll put Apocalypse with Colossus and Jean Grey lead. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man, because since these girls are new, right? They're not gonna get banned in timeline for a little while, so you kind of have to start planning around them. But this is just my tier list, all right? If I'm missing a couple of characters that you guys think should be here, let me know, man. If you think a couple people are ranked too highly or ranked too lowly, let me know. I know Cable is not a PvP character, but at the end of the day, this is my tier list. I can win with Cable in PvP against the best of them. These two being the exception. The exception. I've even made a PvP video on Cable. Right, that was before Universal Jean Grey though. That was this Jean Grey. We clap this Jean Grey with the quickness, and she's the better PvP Jean Grey. So if we can clap her, we can clap pretty much anyone, I think. Right. So don't debate Cable too hard. He has penetration. Right. He has the iframes. He has high burst damage. It's just that once he gets off his first like rotation or so, he struggles to do anything until his skills come off cooldown the next time. So he's genuinely just gonna die. So that's why he's down here in the situationally useful category. Same thing goes for 2099. If he can get off his fifth skill, insta kill, especially if he has a type advantage. But after that, you're kind of left relying on his passive, the Layla AI, the invisibility, kind of like what they took to give to these girls, right? Thor can clap Silver Surfer, he has the ability to chain iframes back to back. So if the enemy doesn't have iframe ignore, they can actually get clapped. I kind of want to put this guy a little bit higher on the list just because these two, I'm telling you, they're gonna be a big part of the meta, man. So yeah, he might be situationally useful. That being said, we're gonna wrap this thing here. You guys let me know how you feel about this tier list. If you think anybody should be ranked higher or lower, and if I'm missing anybody altogether, right? So till next time, stay safe. Love you guys. Peace out.